Hello, my loves. Welcome back to part two. Hopefully, you enjoyed part one. We're going to just jump right in and continue on this very important topic and discussion. Enjoy
The crazy part
because they're
is,
safe.
you said it
Right.
yourself, Nels. If you look in history, let's look at history. They were publicly hanging people.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know how sadistic you have to be to
Yep.
publicly hang people and tear off their private areas, do all of this in front of
Hmm.
children. You did this, but you want us to believe that these white people that's killing these black people, that these are accidents. Like this is just no, man.
No.
Again, that's that mentality. That stuff
Hmm.
has been bought over from way back then. Right here now is just a different way that they're lynching people completely differently now. That's all this
Yep.
is.
Hmm. Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
Modern day lynching.
Yeah.
That's what I call
Yeah,
it.
come
In
on,
their
man.
mind, they justify it. Like the police officer that said thought she pulled out her taser, but she pulled out her gun.
Please. They way
Come on.
Come
different.
They're in
on,
different
man.
holsters.
Different.
Come on, is
They're
this
like,
my
Yo,
first day on the job? What is wrong with you? You go through training. You know the difference. I know the difference between a taser and a gun, and I don't deal with. I'm not a police officer or anything. Come on, you're foolish.
you
But in
know,
her mind, I believe she believes that was her. She has made herself believe that.
No.
no, she was
That's probably
involved in
what they
another
told her to
cover up.
say. Hmm.
She was
Oh,
involved.
she was.
Yeah, she was involved in another cover up before that, of another for another officer, and she told him what needed to be done and how he needed to be
Oh,
quiet.
Hmm.
And yeah, she knew exactly what
Yeah.
she
the
was
one that
doing.
touched me, the one that touched me the most, and I think it really hit home because I got kids. You know what I'm saying? When that cop killed that black guy with his girlfriend and his
With his
daughter in that
daughter in
car.
the back seat.
And I'm like, I'm looking at this video, bro. The guy told you he had a gun. He told
Armando
you he's
Castillo.
licensed to carry.
He did
He let you
everything right.
know he did everything right. And for these people, for them to kill this dude and to watch, that's what did it. To watch this dude, his wife or girlfriend, whatever, break down and watch her have to be consoled by his child. Bro, I have never in my life felt that you know how like that's the saddest shit
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Like to watch that. Like I watched the whole thing. I'm like, bro, his you know the trauma that this child is gonna have to the
Hmm.
daughter had to be strong for the mother. Like that's crazy to me, man. And people just act like
Hmm.
that's okay. Well, it was bro. You can't
It is
excuse
not okay.
the obvious, and
No.
they make every
What was he
excuse.
supposed to do? He told the truth.
What
He
he,
said what he said. What
Yep.
is he supposed to do?
He told
What would
them,
he
I
have
am
done?
licensed to carry. There is a gun in the car. He was of no threat. He didn't pull the gun out. He didn't point it at anybody. There was
No.
absolutely no need at all. Yet they
he put
justify
the
it.
gun. He. I told you where my gun was. I have to get the gun to put it in place so you can see the gun. So
Right.
you're that scared to where you're gonna shoot me, my child in the car, my girl in the car. You can just gonna shoot, bro. That touched me. I was like, you know what? That's when that's the one where it made me. They can excuse a lot. Like people can put it in their mind, like, okay, they did this. This is why this happened. They can say that all day. I could find a reason for a lot of these things that could have been a reason why these cops killed people. Like I really could. If I wanted to, I could say, you know what? Well, if he wouldn't have done this, then that wouldn't have happened. You can say that. Everybody can say that. You can't say anything about this dude with his child and that girl in the car. They can't. That's my issue. It's
Hmm.
undeniable. They murdered this dude. They murdered him, and it's like
In
people
front of
just
his
like,
baby.
well, in front of his child, like, bro, what are you doing? America, look at the
Look at it.
situation for what it is. You telling me that you're okay with this, and a vast majority will say yes.
Yep.
I'm not. Let me just say
They're
that
not,
right
but the
here.
sad part is the majority will say
I know.
yes. The majority
Yeah.
will say that there's nothing wrong with the
They'll make
situation, or
excuses.
they don't see what the difference is, or it's not the truth. Like
Yep.
they get the same type of sentences and all this stuff, and it's not true. They'll
No.
find a reason to make it be, but it's the truth. It really
Yeah.
is.
The
You
answers
just
are
can't
out there.
deny it. Mm-hmm.
Ignorance.
Yep.
Straight ignorance. And an unwillingness to actually listen and open your eyes and go against what everyone else around you is going for. But then again, I mean, you're looking at people who praise Columbus as he discovered America, right? No, he didn't. You can't discover a land that's already inhabited. How you do that? How you do that? No, what you did was you came, you stole land, you slaughtered the Native Americans already living here, and now they're still in camps. They're in slave camps. Oh, you can have this land here on this reservation. Here you go. Well, we steal your land and then praise Columbus as discovering the Americas. Everything's given. I like to call them KKK meetings.
Yeah. This is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Just a little history. Cause I've been following, well, not following. My wife actually been listening to a lot of podcasts, and we was listening to one, and it caught my attention, and I heard some information. I was surprised. They even, like you just said with the Indians, they got paid the money for whatever, right? I forgot what they call it. What was the word called? Reparations. They got paid
Yeah.
reparations, and they got the land and all that, right? I didn't know this, but even the Asian Americans got paid reparations for something. I forgot what it was, but they got paid for it for
For
something.
the
And you're
encampments.
telling me, that black people, y'all are tripping over giving black. We literally, like, it's exhausting. That's all I'm saying.
All of our
When,
wealth
when you hear about this, bro,
Yeah.
come on,
comes from black people.
like we can't get you don't want to
Yeah.
give people anything, even though it's proven that America was built on the backs of black people, like it was. And
Absolutely.
nobody's saying, hey, we deserve more than white people. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's
Equality.
saying that. But
Right.
nothing, like nothing. Y'all just okay with y'all okay with the free labor that black people did, but y'all are against the child labor that happens in these other countries, though.
Right.
Y'all against
right.
that. Y'all against that. But when it's
Absolutely.
black people that was forced to do the labor, to build up this country, to do all that, y'all want to say, oh well, no, we're not gonna do that. But those children, no, we can't have those children working. Even though those kids that are doing those in those child laborment situations, the pennies on the dollar that they make still supply food and stuff for their families. Remember that now. Now, granted, we looking at it I don't agree with child labor, but that is the truth. Child labor, they're still getting some form of payment for the little bit of for the vast amount of work that they're doing. Black people
Yep.
wasn't getting anything for being slaves. They didn't get anything for that.
Right.
Yep.
They got raped and beaten.
Man,
Wild.
y'all
And
got me
even
out here.
now to this day,
Oh.
we can't even get equality.
I know.
You
Right.
don't want to pay nothing, but you still don't
And we
even
get-
want to
right.
give equality, which is why Black Lives Matter exists. Because what pisses me off is they say, well, every life matters. Yeah, no shit. But until Black Lives Matters actually
Right.
the same as a white life, then yes, the movement needs to be existing.
Right.
Because when you look at it, society doesn't deem a Black life being equal to a white life.
Now,
That's the harsh reality of it.
This might shock you, okay?
Ooh, shocking.
I'm not all for the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not for it like that. Like I really look at it. It's not that I'm not for it. Let me clarify. Because I believe that there should be a movement for Black Lives. I believe it. 100%. I'm just, when I see certain stuff about these people who get all this money, and my question is, what are you doing with it? That's
Right.
it. I just want to be able to see what's going on, because if not, I mean, when you think about a lot of these groups, Black Lives Matter, they move a lot like the government moves. They make a lot of decisions, and only a certain amount of people know the decisions they're making. Not everybody, the black community doesn't know what Black Lives Matter is doing with money, with the money they get. They get millions of dollars in donations, and what are you doing with it? Like, what are you doing? I don't see the Black Lives Matter. No, to be real, I don't even hear much about the Black Lives Matter movement right now. I don't hear that much about it,
Yeah.
Very
even though
quiet.
so much is quiet. And my question
Mhm.
is, people say, well, because for a minute I was disagreeing with people. They say, well, where was the Black Lives Matter when the black on black crime? But the truth is, where is it though? Like, I'm on that side now, because it's kind of like, yo, it's a lot of bad stuff happening, man, in a lot of majority black neighborhoods. And if you're getting this type of money from donations and all this other stuff, man, you telling me it's nothing you could be doing in these neighborhoods to do anything? You telling me I don't hear anything about that? So it makes it, for me, it just brings into question not the meaning of what Black Lives Matter is, because the wording Black Lives Matter, the meaning of that to me
Right.
it means something. But the
Right.
actions of Black
The
Lives Matter, the
institution
group,
of it.
yeah, I don't understand what's
Yeah.
going on with it. And I think that's how it gets diluted. That's how people
Right.
don't want to really support it. I can see how people can back away from it because, bro, I don't know I'm in Louisiana. I'm in the South. We had a guy got gunned down by the police and all this other stuff at a gas station. We all seen it. The guy had like 20 something bullets in him. He got killed. He didn't have no weapon, no nothing. They followed the guy for almost 5 minutes walking. The cops followed him walking. He went to the gas station. He touched the door handle. They unloaded on him. I'm talking about killed him dead. Where the hell was Black Lives Matter?
Where's the media coverage?
And this is the thing. Now, the people in the people in the area, they had people. They blocked the highways. They really did their thing here. That wasn't on the news. You just said it.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no national media coverage.
Yeah.
There was nothing. And the police killed this. I'm telling y'all, bro. It was a video going around where it happened. And it baffles me. My first thought, okay, here is something. Because, like I said, I'm deep in the South. Y'all know how it is. Louisiana, Florida, it's all the same thing. Where the hell was the Black Lives? I didn't see
Right.
not one Black Lives Matter person, representative talking
Oh.
about nothing. I seen people from our local neighborhood talking.
Doing something. Mhm.
Right.
Where these people who getting all these donations from? Where y'all at, man? And they're not here. So if y'all not where the action really is, where the hell y'all at?
Right.
Right.
Where they're
That's all.
paid to be.
Thank you, Nels, for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Hmm? Oh, Al
You know?
Sharpton, come on.
Teacher's like,
I'm
Al
just saying.
Sharpton.
I'm just saying, man. They just not that's like my black people. I love out my black people, man. It's sad that when we see certain things like in our direct community. That was good to see that they came together and they was protesting. They was doing all that. Did something come? Did something come from it? No, nothing came from it at all. It was just it happened.
Yeah.
The dude is dead. His family. I don't even know if his family got anything. I don't know what happened. You don't even hear about that. I mean, his family still may say something every now and then. You don't hear nothing about it, and that's something
Yeah.
that affected this whole area. And it's sad. You don't hear anything about George Floyd. You don't hear anything about the little kid, the guy from Florida. What's his name? What's his name? The kid who got George Zimmerman. What's the kid name? Trayvon Martin. You don't hear
Trayvon
nothing
Martin.
about. You don't even hear nothing about none of this stuff, and it's so many people just get forgotten. It's so many people get forgotten, but they want to act like it didn't happen. Man, come on, man, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Black
Because
Lives
it's
Matter should be
easier to be
reminding.
in denial.
They should be reminding people. They should
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
TV channel. They should have a TV, some type of stream. They need to have something
Yeah.
to put it in
Yeah,
their
that's a
face.
good idea.
Put
Yeah.
it in
That's a
their
good
face
idea.
constantly.
But that's the
Flash
problem.
it
So
on.
the movement in itself is what needs to happen, but the institution behind the movement and the powers that be and the people at the top of the chain is the problem.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro. So
Yeah.
even
For
the
sure.
Black Lives Matter group that was made for Black lives isn't really about Black lives. That's all I'm saying. It's weird to me that it's just weird. It's weird, and we just in a different time. We're in a time now. It's critical, man. It's critical. Black people is right in our face. Y'all are three white women. Y'all are three white women on a podcast got y'all podcast with me as an invite, talking about
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter. I don't hear any. I mean, I don't hear any black people having a podcast, even discussing Black Lives Matter. I don't hear it.
They need to be. They need to be. I really think a lot of people are scared to offend other people. I don't care. Be offended, please.
Right.
All I ask is that you literally sit down, take a moment, open your ears, open your eyes, and really see it for what it is. If you're offended, you're part of the problem. I don't care how you look at it because you're clearly ignorant. If you cannot really sit here and be like, you know what? All right, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, I can definitely see that. Okay, well, let me enlighten myself and do my own research into it to see why these people are saying what they're saying. You're being ignorant. You're sweeping the problem under the rug. Therefore, we are never going to move forward. We're going to continue the same shit generation after generation because you want to be ignorant.
You may
Yeah,
not
but why?
So if
agree,
you're offended, you're the problem.
Right. Why you can't just see white and black? Why you have to see white and black? Why can't we all just get along with our differences? Like we all vibe, we all know each other. We make fun of each other's culture all the time because we all do stuff that it's like, I know I can't make the Kool-Aid. I get it. I understand. Can't do it. But we all just learn about each other. Like we've had some dope conversations just about
Yeah.
interesting things that each of us have dealt with in our life that is somewhat similar but very different at the same time. Just learn about each other. Just learn about each other's culture. What does it have to be about black and white? And we all, every race and every culture does stupid stuff. And some stuff that you're like, oh, you do it like that. That's a cool way to do that. That's a dope thing to learn. Just get along with each other. You can learn something. Integrate it. Do it together. I mean,
Oh,
it's just
humans, right?
right. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
we
We're
And if
all
all
you
human,
grew
humans.
up like for me, I'll be very honest. When I was a kid, I remember when I was 6 years old, I had a little boyfriend, and he was black, and brought it home. My mom was cool and everything like that, but my grandma started young, and my grandma and my mom, she was like, I talked to my grandmother on the phone, and grand, she has a recording. They used to record some of my conversations I had with my grandparents, and on one of their conversations, I said to my grandma, she's like, "What'd you do today?" I was like, "Oh, I went to this whatever down the street with my boyfriend." She goes, "You got a boyfriend?" I said, "Yeah, I got a boyfriend, and he's black." And the dead silence on the phone. She didn't say nothing. And she's like, "All right, let me talk to your mama." And I don't know what really happened after that, but like, so I understand like there are part of the family that grew up
Mhm.
or had a, just like Nelly said in the beginning, but like I didn't care. I was 6 years old. I didn't see anything wrong with it, and I still don't.
You love who you
But like,
love.
exactly. But I can understand how people would get that. Like if that was somebody else, they'd be like, okay, my grandmother doesn't want me dating a black person. But you got to get out of that, like
My family didn't want it either.
right.
I was outcasted, like literally. I was the first person in my family to bring a non-white person to the family cookout.
how was
And do
that?
you know? Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Okay, because you also know my mouth. So I went at it to the point where my boyfriend at the time was like, "Yo, Nelly, let's just go." And I'm like, "No, we're not leaving. If they're uncomfortable, they can leave. I'm at my grandmother's house. I don't care." But the remarks that were said and like, "Oh, how dare she come in here with this black boy? Is she serious? She's disgusting. Oh, look at this little white girl thinking she's Puerto Rican." All kinds
what?
of shit.
What?
Like,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. It was crazy. The hate that came out of them, and that's why I said I can guarantee you that some of my aunts were the ones throwing bricks, throwing rocks, pulling black girls and boys off the buses, saying they don't want them at their school. I can guarantee you, based off of their reaction of me at 17 bringing home a black boy to the family cookout. Dead silence when we walked through that door and came out to the backyard. Silence. The water in the pool stopped moving.
man. Snuff, you was there?
I was there, yeah. It was very uncomfortable. But I knew that it was going to be that way going into it. I was prepared.
I did
And I was
too.
there for support for her, so.
Did y'all tell the guy? Did you be like, hey, yo,
Oh,
listen?
Oh, he
yeah,
knew.
yeah, no, no, there was no way
He
we were
knew.
gonna have him walk into that.
Oh yeah.
It was his
He knew.
call. Like, if he didn't want to
He
do
was
Y'all
it,
from
ready.
Boston.
yeah.
Y'all from Boston, so it's kind of Boston is kind of racist. Like I've
Oh,
heard that.
Oh
They,
yeah.
yes.
yeah, they
Oh yeah.
real. You know,
We grew
shoot.
up in Old Southie. Okay. The Old Southie back in the day, I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. Racist.
Yep.
My mother's side of the family would prove it. And they want to act all high and mighty now because, the family got a whole lot of mixed
They
babies now.
blended. Yeah, they
But I'm
blended.
telling you, they talking shit behind their backs about these babies, but
Calling
smiling
them
to their
zebra.
face at
Calling
Christmas
them
dinner.
zebra. Calling them
A lot
zebra.
worse than that.
I heard that for the first time. I didn't know that was like a thing that white folks call the little
Yeah.
mixed children. A chick used to work for me, and she used to call her like she was a white lady, and she told me, she said, I'm racist, so I couldn't eat with you in a restaurant. I said, what you talking about? She said, if me and you went to a restaurant, I couldn't eat with you because I'm racist. I said, nah, you're not. I said, you're not racist. What you talking about? She said, yeah, I'm racist because I don't really care for black people. I said, ma'am, you do know you work for a black man. Like, that's not like, I understand if you didn't like black people, you couldn't work for me. I said, you do understand that. Well, yeah, no, I know that, but I am racist. I said, well, no, so you're a selective racist. Like you kind of
Right.
determine who you're going to be racist with. I said, because you work for me. I said,
Right.
and I'm allowing you to work for me, even though you're telling me this. So there's no way. It's amazing how you have to. It's amazing how people throw around the word that they're a racist, and the truth of the matter is they're not. They're so ignorant to the fact though. Like they're
Yeah.
ignorant. Like if you're a real racist, the sight of a black person, you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
deal with them. It would make you mad and
She
all that.
wouldn't
Right.
work for you. She
It
wouldn't
It
be
would
able
get
to
you
work for you.
enraged.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
with you.
She said her husband was a racist and his daughter, blah blah blah, and they call them zebras, all this other stuff. The guy walked into the building. Hey man, shook my hand normal. I said, bro. I said, these people they confused. I said, they got to be confused. There's
I
no way
wish.
you can
I wish
treat the
somebody
people.
would call Sky a zebra.
I'm
They'd be
telling you,
choking on their teeth.
I was dumbfounded when I had to, because I had to explain. I couldn't just let them. I had to explain it to them, like, bro, y'all are not racist. Y'all are you really picking and choosing to say you're racist in front of your
Oh,
white friends.
selective.
That's what they
Right.
do. In
That's
front
what
of your
it
white
is.
friends, you're a racist.
In front of your white friends, you're racist, and you say
But
racial tendencies and go along with the
right,
jokes and
but you're not being real with yourself. You're not
right.
being real with yourself. So if your boss, if you're in my office working for me, and one of your racist white friends walked into it was a loan company. So you think that this white man isn't going to get a loan from this black man because he's a racist? That's what you're thinking? Nah, man, money is green. They're gonna want the money, and they're gonna do
Money's
what
green.
they're gonna kiss. They're gonna literally kiss my ass, so I help make that loan for them.
Yep.
So you're
Yep.
not a
Mm-hmm.
racist if you're willing to do all of that. You're not a
You ain't
racist.
racist. You're ignorant and misguided. And in the
Exactly.
closet over there. You just in the
Exactly.
closet.
Come on, man. Real.
In front of your white friends, you're racist.
In front of Chris and Paul or what's the name?
Bob.
Yeah,
Bob.
but in front of Jermaine, your supervisor.
Okay. Invite me to the cookout. That's
insane.
all.
Right. Right.
Crazy, man.
Oh my God. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. But if people really looked into history, does everyone know where we really came from? Like, if you really go back and look at all the genetics, like
Tell us, Mel.
it's crazy. It's crazy
Right,
how
right. She seemed like she wanted to get it
white
out.
history. No, it's crazy how white history will have you believe that everyone immigrated from Europe when the actual oldest skeletal remains were found in Africa. And
Ah,
the first evolved human in history migrated from Africa to Europe. Therefore, when you trace our genes all the way back, let's do some, what is it, 23 DNA? Let's do it. It all
Is that what's
traces
going?
back to Africa.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear about that though.
no, they don't want that connect. They don't want to be. I'm nowhere connected to that. Are you crazy?
Right.
Right. Oh,
Exactly.
history cuts out. History cuts out the migration from Africa to Europe, and it just starts at Europe.
Yeah.
We just magically
How
popped up.
convenient.
Like,
How
Right. Just
convenient. How did that happen?
Hey man,
How? Please tell me.
thank you for the history lesson, Donna. Greatly
I mean,
appreciated.
if you really dig into it, it's actually like really interesting. Like the Nile community contribution to civilization. Like I don't know if you guys have ever like heard of it, but there's actual books and there's videos about it. Like the Nile community is what started it. Where's the Nile River? Egypt, which is what? Africa. It's the first civilization.
Buzz is so smart. He's so smart.
Just so book smart, you
Yes,
know.
he's
Booky
legendary.
and street smart.
Yeah,
Legendary.
yeah, legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah, such a
Legendary.
savage. Such a savage.
The make savage in a savage. In a savage.
Like in all honesty, like it pisses me off that we try to erase true history, that we try to depict what history really is. Like, all right, so everyone knows Haiti's near and dear to my heart and to Rissa, but why is it that Haiti is being sold as the poorest place in the land, the most distraught and devastated place, the what is it, the poorest in the Western Hemisphere is what they're calling
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, that's what they
Haiti's
say.
so rich in so many different areas, but the reason why the world will have you look at Haiti in such a negative light is because they were the first country, the first republic to set themselves free of slavery. They paved the way. So, of course, they want to take away their strength and their unity. Of course, they do.
That's why they have that's why they have the corrupt system that they have in place over there in Haiti too.
Yeah,
That's why they keep they plant
they
people are
suppress
planted
them. Hmm.
to keep them like that. That's a
Yeah,
real thing. But people they're not gonna admit to that, man. Like they're never
Nah, they
they're
won't
never gonna
admit to
admit to
that. Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
hmm,
But again, it boils back down to when are we gonna decide to stand up for what we know
right,
is the best thing to do? Even other
right.
countries, Haiti's one place. Whoever's
Hmm.
running the country, there's somebody there that's in that higher power spot, and they're following the orders from someone else. When are
Yeah,
you going to take that stand and say, "Hey, man, nah, let's figure it out"? But the other people that are following that game plan of the person higher up, they're going to kill that person to get them out of the way and put another person that'll just go
hmm,
along, get along. You know what I'm
yeah. That's why they assassinated the last president, Moise.
I was gonna say, right.
They
How does one
assassinated
who has
him.
security? We've been outside that building. How does one that has security
Hmm.
just get into that building and kill that man? Ain't
You
no
don't.
way. And nobody else was shot. None of the guards were shot. Nothing else happened.
No, you
Don't
don't.
make no sense.
You
Nope.
don't. And you know, everyone wants to talk about Haiti so poor and they ran themselves into the ground. No. They literally just paid up. What was it, in the 60s or 70s? They just finished paying off France for the slaves that they lost when they won the war. They had
saying?
to pay France for that. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to tell people that's what was happening.
No, why? Why would they? They're going to bring too much light to slavery.
Hmm.
They're not going to do that. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
How is that benefiting? Who is that benefiting? Come on,
Yeah.
man. Y'all know
So
how this
yet
go.
they continue to infiltrate, steal the resources, control the government, cause chaos, and paint Haiti in such a negative way because of the strength of the people in that country. Because if they were truly able to unite the way that they did before, it'd be a problem for a lot of people.
Amen.
Sad reality. History is set up in a way to continue to hold power over African Americans to show them, don't try to revolt. What's going to happen if you do?
The crazy part,
Right.
we have the means to do what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have the means.
Right.
The problem is we are taught to be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
We're taught to keep what's ours near and dear and not to help and not to be that go that extra. We have more black millionaires and billionaires now than we ever had in the history of the world. And you're telling me that those people that have it, so much money, Kanye West and all these other people, these famous people that, and the crazy part, notice I said Kanye West because he's a rapping billionaire. Like I don't even know multiple. I don't even know all of them, but there's multiple, and we don't even kids don't even know who these people are.
Mm-hmm.
They're not teaching. They're not teaching kids who are the black billionaires that are not rappers or NBA players or they're
Right.
not teaching
Yeah.
them. They're not teaching them,
Right.
man. I couldn't even like just me. I couldn't tell. I'm a whole grown adult. I couldn't tell you not one because I don't look it up. I don't follow it. Like and that's
Right.
sad. Now that I'm thinking about it,
It's
that's
not
real.
talked about
It's not talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not something that's discussed. But
because
yet
that shows power.
I inspire to be that. You know what I mean? I inspire to be that next person to be whatever. But it's like, yo, I don't even have time or I don't even think about to look up who did it before me because I'm too busy
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out how I
Mm-hmm.
pave my own way. And that's the hard
Right.
part. Kids don't have nothing. The dreams of children aren't like the kids today are dreaming to be rappers and dreaming to be
Right.
elites. They're not dreaming to be
Right.
they're not dreaming to be like scientists or
Right.
Right.
you know what I mean? It's
That's
crazy.
the crazy
Their
part. I didn't
idols
even
and
think
their
about that.
heroes. Yeah.
Yep. I didn't think about that until you just said that. That's so true. Like they
Crazy.
see a basketball player playing basketball, like the only way that I can make money and do it is if I become a basketball player or a football player, because that's what they see
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Yeah.
But they don't see that there's plenty of people that have done inventions and all that stuff that were black, but we don't know. They don't know about it, so they don't have that aspiration.
And some of the
Yeah, I
most
never even
creative
thought about
people.
that. That's crazy.
Some of the
Right.
most creative people. Like
Right.
black people are some of the most creative and talented people that can
Yeah.
do anything. But the problem is black parents, it starts with the parenting. You have to remember that. A lot of parents that are parents today were taught by parents that weren't the best parents because the 80s and all that. You know how it was, the crack era. A lot of these parents
Yeah.
weren't the best parents.
Yeah.
So some of the parents now aren't the best parents and they're not willing to change
Right.
that narrative. They're just willing to just keep going into the same cycle. You know what I mean?
You got
That's
to
what I
break the
mean.
Right.
cycle.
Right.
Black people have to take accountability. No matter what white America is doing, to be real, black people need to take self accountability for what we can actually control. And that is all we can do to build our future for our children and just to make it better, man, for everybody. Like that's real. Like I don't my kids we don't talk don't we watch sports, we do all that. Man, my son wants to be a goddamn my 17-year-old going to go to school to be a pharmaceutical, a farmer something with the pharmacy. A
Pharmaceutical.
compound pharmacist. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
I didn't know what the hell a compound pharmacist was until he said, "This is what I want to go to school for." So guess what?
Okay.
Let's
That's what
see
you're
what
doing.
schools. Let's see what's happening. Let's make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Right.
that false dream stuff, man. People they fill their kids up with these false things, man. And it's like as black kids, no, it's more than just goddamn rapping and dribbling the ball, bro. It's more
Right.
than that. It's more than that, man. Just open your mind up. Read a goddamn book. Travel with your kids. Show your kids the
Mm-hmm.
world. Stop sitting up here waiting for goddamn income tax to wanna, hey, we can do no, man. Take your children and see the world, bro. They got
Yeah.
kids who never been out of Louisiana. Out of this town. There's people that have never left. Y'all from Boston. There's people that probably never left
People never left
y'all
Boston.
neighborhood. Never left
Mm-hmm.
your neighborhood. They don't know.
That's true,
They
though.
don't know what
It's
it's
true.
like to go anywhere. How are you gonna
Yeah.
know? How can you dream if you've never seen? Like, how can you think about a palm tree if you've never went to see a palm tree? You've never
Mm-hmm.
felt what a palm tree feels like.
Right?
It's
I
crazy,
know
bro.
full adults, like full grown adults, that have never been anywhere besides Massachusetts.
Crazy.
I mean, truth be
Wild.
told, I didn't travel until I was in my early 20s and traveled on my own.
Hmm.
Same.
That was the same for me, actually. I never
Me
went to
too.
Disney World or any of that stuff. Yeah.
I didn't travel till I met my wife, and she had to force me to travel because I'm not sure. I ain't
Yeah.
going a cruise. I'm not going on no boat. That's the stereotype of black people. Black people don't like water and all that stuff. I ain't going on
I
no
ain't
boat.
going
That
on
damn
no
thing
boat.
stink. Now I
Right.
love it. I love it now. My
Yeah.
kids, we took them. They seen stuff that kids ain't never seen from around here. These kids don't know what it's
Yeah.
like to
Right.
go to goddamn Jamaica or go to goddamn what it, Honduras and swim in the goddamn. They
Yeah.
don't know what that's like. They don't know what that's like,
You got to
and they
break the
need to.
cycle.
That's how you dream.
Right.
You dream. You
Break the
see things.
cycle, break the stigma.
Facts. Facts.
That's what I tell people all the time. Like, we can't continue to worry about what happened before. We can only worry about what's going to happen. We can only make changes now that's going to
Yeah.
alter our future. Because if we continue to sit here and be like, oh, well, this and that, whatever, you're never going to move forward. You're never going to make any real change. You're going to still stick with that mentality. And I
Hmm.
tell my friends that all the time that I see from high school that are still in that hood mentality. I'm like, get up, get out, open your mind. It's not, I'm like, you're in a mental jail. And society is telling you that that's where you need to be. Who's in control?
The crazy part, they see stuff on TV and think that shit is so unreachable. They
Yeah.
see stuff and believe in their mind,
Yeah.
oh man, I wish I can go there. A
You
plane ticket of
can.
$150.
Go.
You
A
Right.
plane ticket of
can.
$100. You literally can go there with no money. You can literally just pay for your travel and go wherever the hell you're trying to go.
Yeah.
But people think it's so unattainable. It's crazy.
Taking a train. Take a train across the country.
But you don't think
Easy.
that. You don't think it. Like
Hmm.
we say that because we've experienced life, we've traveled, we've done this.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
people right now that's working to Walmart and they really think this is it. Like they
Yeah.
really believe this is my man. I can't believe I'm actually working for Walmart, bro.
Right. That's true.
Crazy. But it take people like us, like y'all opened up my mind. Like I told y'all this before when we was talking about where we work and all this other stuff. Y'all opened up my mind so much to it. Like I said, I would have never known, Rissa, where you were. I would have never known that was even a thing until I talked to you. And guess what?
Hmm.
I wouldn't. If I would have been, if me and you would have just been in our own little world, and we would have never, none of us, we wouldn't have became friends. We wouldn't have been able to have the conversation. So I would have never known that that's even possible. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. If we were
Right.
stuck on
It's
black and
true.
white, if we were so stuck on black and white, or she a white woman,
Right.
I ain't gonna talk to
Hmm.
her because she don't know what that's like. You don't know that.
Can't
Hmm.
relate. Yeah, I hear that all the time. You can't
But
relate to
you might
me.
learn something. You learn something from each other. We
Yeah,
learn
It's
something from
called
each other. That's the
empathy.
thing. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Understanding,
we're never gonna
willingness
know
to open your heart
exactly.
and mind.
We're
Yeah,
we're
Right.
never gonna know
Right.
exactly, but we're here for you. Like,
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not going to know what it feels like to be in imminent danger because of the color of my
Right.
skin, but I know what it feels like as a white woman with a black daughter who has been married to a black man, who has dated black men, who has black family and friends. I know what it feels like to have that fear in connection to what could happen to them. But I'm
that's all
told
we
all the
need.
time that I can't possibly understand because I'm
That's all
white.
we need. But that's all we need. We just need
Yeah.
people, and
Right.
it's always gonna be white women who kind of see it. It's hard for white men to see what y'all see.
I
It's
agree.
hard. It's hard,
Women
and
are more empathetic and sensitive, if I do say so myself.
yeah, but
But
it's crazy though, man.
yeah,
Because white women, y'all are, to be real, y'all was all, honestly, man, y'all was treated just as bad in some parts of history. Like, y'all are
Yeah.
women. Just forget
hmm
white women. Y'all are just women in general. So y'all were
yeah,
Right.
treated just as bad. Not as I don't want to say just as bad
yeah.
as slaves,
no,
but
yeah,
y'all
Bad.
ain't have no power.
Right.
Y'all
Right.
ain't have
Right.
no control over
hmm
them. They wasn't trying to They wasn't listening to
We
y'all.
still
Y'all
don't.
basically had no rights. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we're
I
still
mean,
fighting for equality and rights as women
and that make
of
and that
any
makes sense
color.
why women be the first ones to kind of be
Yeah.
empathetic and understanding because y'all
Yeah.
fought the same. Y'all fought a similar struggle. Let me say that.
Right.
Oh, that was good. See, I didn't even think about that. That
There,
was good right there.
there you
That was
go.
good. Good right there.
Mhm.
Write that
Look at us
down.
recording a long podcast with some thoughts.
It really honestly just takes people who are open and willing to listen and understand and truly sit back and say, all right, I may not have thought of it this way, but I can understand where you're coming from. We're not always going to agree with each other. We're always going to have different stances and feelings or views on something. But the fact that you can sit down and come together respectfully and understand somebody else's point of view and really sit there and be like, you know what, I can understand why you feel that or why you say what you say. I can understand that. You don't have to agree with it, but
Yeah.
just understand. And that's
And
what
I
Indeed.
think
what the world is lacking. We're not understanding each other. We're not even taking the time to listen to be able to understand.
right.
We're just so quick
And
to
I think
judge
you
and
just
defend.
don't be so sensitive either. Just learn about each other and have fun with it. Like I have friends, I have a lot of friends that are black. You all know they always, if I do something, they'd be like, your white side's coming out. You did something real white there," and we laugh it up. Just like we said in here, making the Kool-Aid. I'm not being offensive. It's just funny. It's just a thing, and we're all having a good time and we're laughing. Like everybody, just see we all have different little things. It is what it is, and just have fun with it and learn with it. Like I know I do some crazy white people stuff. I know.
But you don't put raisins in the potato salad.
No, I don't do
Okay.
that. I don't do that. I don't cook. I don't cook chicken in the microwave either, Mr. Conversation.
Who
Don't do that
puts
either.
Okay.
So,
chicken in the microwave? Please tell me
It's
who's
not
girl,
work.
not.
let me tell you.
Mexican. That's a Mexican. That's not. That's not. You know. Mexican did that. Well,
Didn't
see,
you say you
Coworker.
had a coworker that did that? You put the raw chicken
yeah,
in the microwave, didn't you? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he ate it. He ate it. He ate it.
And he ate it.
He
And
ate
he
it, and it was
lived?
raw.
He lived?
With no seasoning.
Yeah, yeah.
No, see, he showed it. If he put it in the microwave, he didn't have no seasoning on that girl. Bye.
He didn't have no season.
He didn't
He
even
was
clean
off
the
for like
chicken, girl.
he eat that. You would eat that with like canned soup, like chicken soup and all. I was just watching. I was like, yo, this he wilding. You know what I'm saying? Chicken in the microwave, homeboy? You serious?
At work,
Raw?
bro.
That's not
That
Stephanie's
is,
seasoned, my guy.
disgusted.
that is
Steph is
not
like,
safe. That is just not safe.
Yeah, the bathroom wasn't safe neither because he totaled the bathroom. It
I
was
would
ridiculous.
imagine.
It
Well, if
His
you got raw
insides
chicken
had to
like
have
that, you
been.
sure got it.
Whew.
was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'm still
Mm-mm.
face.
I can't get over it. I can't. I can't, like, I just. Wow.
Mind blown.
Watching him eat.
Yeah.
I would
Imagine
not be
watching,
able
not
to
like
do
a
that.
bite, not a bite. He ate the whole thing.
Joe, did he ever offer you any?
No, he called me. Nah, man, I'm not. He he knew what was up. Like, bro, when he ate it, I'm looking at him and say, Carlos, you good? Oh yeah, man. All right, Carlos. All right, brother. I recorded him eating. I recorded him eating and sleeping. And he just do, no. Again, my Mexican brother. Well, no, I'm sorry. Damn, not Mexican. I'm tripping. He wasn't Mexican. He was Cuban. Let me say he was Cuban, not Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And so he did something like, okay, well, Carlos, you do your thing, big dog. And he just took a big bite, and it was all fleshy on the inside of the chicken. I said, yo, Carlos is wild. Carlos is a savage.
No.
He's definitely a savage eating the chicken like that.
Raw. A chicken breast, a raw chicken breast.
He is reckless, is what he is.
Reckless for sure.
Do not eat at Carlos's house. Noted.
Right. Nope.
Don't
Noted.
invite me over for dinner.
Not
I
forget
ain't
dinner.
coming.
Don't come potlucks. You don't need to bring nothing. Carlos,
That's
you
why
bring
I
the
have a
water.
really hard time eating at people's houses.
I don't be eating everybody's food now. You
No.
got to know where the food. Yeah.
I have a really hard time.
Like you don't know if they got cats walking on the table and stuff. Like you got to. You just can't. Did they leave that food on the counter overnight? Like, how they store it? Did they wrap it? Like, there's too many questions. I have too many questions. Just can't be
Did
eating
they
everybody's food.
did they season it?
You know they didn't. Well, it depends on who made it. They probably didn't season it, but
That's
that
a
ain't even
big
the
thing
bigger
for me.
problem. You know.
It's funny because, my child loves her spices and she loves spicy food in general. So I know how to season her food to where she likes it and also add the right amount of spice. But
Seasoning, okay?
her yeah, there ain't no salt and pepper over here, okay? We got the whole cabinet. But she's at school and her teacher's like, yeah, there are just some things she's just not eating. And I was like, well, depends on who's making it, because my baby needs her food seasoned. So she's laughing. I'm like, I just can't help it. She got good taste.
You got good
Unseasoned
taste
What you
food.
buds.
gonna do?
Good taste
Yes,
buds.
she do.
You eating that broiled chicken. I mean, Jesus.
Microwave chicken.
Mm-mm.
I've heard it all.
No,
Mm-mm.
I'll never get over that.
Mm-mm. That hurts my stomach.
I got a headache thinking about it.
For
Right
real.
here. Ta-da!
Oh, shout out to Truth or Truth. I'm definitely gonna be copping a hoodie from Truth or Truth. If y'all don't know,
Yeah.
Truth or Truth, check them out. Real good stuff. That is one company. I don't know if people know about it because it's a black-owned business. Family First LLC, man. I don't know if y'all know people need a job, but they're a very good company,
I know
a
about
call
that.
center company. Yeah, they're a very good company. Very great ownership. Check them out on Facebook, Family First LLC. Really good company. Work from home. Pass a background check. You guys will be in there.
Mm-hmm. We could plug that too.
Yep.
The Carissa, she said,
I'm sorry, yo. Yo, I think every chance I get, man, I promote everybody's thing, man. It's dope. I think this is
Yeah.
dope what you guys are doing on y'all podcast. I really think it's dope. And y'all keep it real. That's a good thing about y'all. Keep it real. I watched some of y'all episodes. Y'all keep it real. In some of these episodes. I give y'all that. Y'all keep it real. You know what I mean?
Filtered truth, okay? It's just how we do it up in here. Always speak your mind. Like I said, you gotta live in your truth. Because if you out here lying, you're gonna get caught. You can't keep up with it. Live in your truth. Stand up for what you believe in. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Rapper.
Great ending. Great job. You
Oh,
did
yeah.
great. Good close, girl. Good close.
Whatever. I think Rich is telling me wrap it up. Is that the signal right there, Steph?
I guess. Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, Riss. Guaranteed Steph is going to make this into a two-parter. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on. But what it boils down to is find your truth. Ask questions. Get into uncomfortable conversations. Be open-minded. Approach your friends and ask them, like, hey, this is what I'm hearing. Can you help me understand? Can you explain something to me? I have not run across one of my friends who have been like, nah, I don't want to explain that to you. You need to have open-minded people around you in order to move forward. Otherwise, you're going to be stagnant, roundabout circles, the same vicious cycle, and nothing's ever going to change. So I challenge everyone, step out of your comfort. If you were offended, fix your shit, because you're part of the problem. If anything in here offended you at all, I say out of respect and love, you are part of the problem, boo.
You're
Make
broken.
yourself not the problem. Okay? That's it. There's no way around it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna say, oh, if you were offended, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, sir, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I will not apologize for speaking my truth. I will not apologize for your feelings. Fix it. That's
Savage.
it. sure we'll have some follow up at some point in time. But is there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on before we say goodnight to our lovely babblers?
Covered everything that.
There's plenty to talk about,
I mean,
but
yeah, there's
that's
always
enough
more,
time to
but
be there.
Oh yeah,
the
we
main
could go on
points
for
we wanted
days.
to make sure that we got across, I think that we covered.
Absolutely. So with that, until next time, open your minds, love yourself, love others, spread some peace and kindness. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
And cut.
Good tape.
Cut.
Good tape. Good tape.
You did bad, Nels. You did
And
bad.
scene. And scene.
Hey, that was dope, though. That was dope. That was real dope, for real.
We're gonna
Thank you for coming
do one
on.
more, Mr. Conversation.
Yeah, for sure.